Okay guys, Sunday the 3rd of December and we're on the FTSE 100. So we'll have a quick recap of the market from last week in relation to our Sunday analysis, and then we'll have a look at the market for the trading week ahead. So from last week, what we went over was how although this market was still technically bullish, we were potentially breaking down from the double top and then seeing the pullback to retest at these levels. So we're looking for key resistance up into this whole area up here. And what we also went over was how if we broke up above this 7427 level right here, so let me just get rid of this rectangle. If we broke up above here, we could then look for the bullish bounce up into that upper band of resistance, which was around about 7467 up toward around about 7480. So started to break up above on the Tuesday. We pressed up to retest at these levels, and then we've seen the bears stepping in, which is exactly what we were looking for. And the market made a very strong bearish movement on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday we broke down once again, but you can see the bulls stepped back in. And the bulls stepped back in, and what did they do? They pulled it back up above this key level of support, around about 7308 up to 7332 that we went over last week also. So coming into this week now, what are we looking at on this market? So what I want to do is quickly go on to the weekly time frame. What we can see is this market is currently testing at a very strong level of support. So around about 7285 up into around about 7320. So if we just highlight this level, you can see the market testing. Let me just bring this window over, testing multiple times. As we tried to break down here, we press back up, we stop in that area of potential resistance, we then break up above, we're coming back down once again, and we are testing at the levels once more. Now moving forward, this area is key for me. It remains key support. If we start to see the market breaking down, then it's very likely we're going to see really 7220 to 7200 tested once again. Now if we start breaking down below that level, then really the FTSE is starting to look a lot more bearish, and I would then be looking for the move down toward, back toward really the 7100, so the round number 7100. At present we are still sitting on this level, testing it as potential support, so there's nothing to say we won't see a nice strong rally coming into the market, but it's worthwhile having that on your radar now moving forward. So let me just get rid of all of this before we drop back down onto the daily time frame. Okay, so coming into next week now, well, the first thing is this level remains key support. It's 73, around about 7310. You could really take it down to the round number, around about 7300. So if we just move it down to around about here, all the way up into 7330. Really with the main area of resistance ending around about 7320, looking at the spike up, the close of the candle, it's just giving you that clue that really the main level is around about 7320. Now whilst sitting above this whole area here, we can continue to look for those bullish positions. And we've now had this nice strong bearish movement, and we're coming down toward key levels, where it becomes worthwhile once again looking for the bulls stepping in. Really 7285 down toward 72, around 7270. And what you can see is on the 25th of September, the 26th and the 27th, the market broke down and it basically retested at the exact same level 3 times. So again, it's giving you that clue that this is a potential level of support now moving forward. The market actually tested it on the Friday. The spike down came all the way into this level, and then we've seen the bulls stepping back in, forcing this market all the way back up. We actually retested up towards 7360 once again. So key support and key support coming into next week. I may as well look at another couple down below. around about 7260 down toward 7243. Now we did have a spike down on the 22nd of September, but for me this is really the key area right here at present. So around about 7243 to 7260. We've tested, making those higher lows. We then made a false breakdown. The market shoots up, and that's when we start to get that very, very strong bullish movement. Now, below there is really our last very strong level of support, which is right here. And as I've mentioned, if we do start to break down below this level, really I would expect, we have support at 7180, but I'd expect the market to medium term, so I don't mean straight away when it breaks down, but I would then be expecting the market to come all the way down toward 6120 to 6100. But coming into next week, we still have lots of nice levels of support down below. More than happy to now start looking for bullish positions once again. Back up above. Let me just mark this in. We have created this level of structure. So if the bullish sentiment is going to continue on this market, we'd be looking at, you can see we had the double top, we broke down, the price was forced back up to retest where the sellers stepped in once again, we then broke down. Below this level here, if we start to press back up and the bears are going to step back in again, this is a good area to start watching for that weakness. Now we had 73, around about 60, up into 7380 last week. I'm going to move this up ever so slightly. Really up into 7385. I just want to take into account the spikes down on the 27th and the 28th of November. This whole section right here. Worthwhile looking for weakness, as is this level down below. You can actually see the market testing it on the Friday. Right here. And now if we start to break back up above this level, then suddenly it becomes a good area to look for potential support. And the bounce back up into 7420 to 7430, basically where this spiked up on the 30th of November. So the highs are around about 7419. You got the MA200 sitting just underneath. So really around about 7410. If we start to break up above this level, I'd then be expecting the bulls to step back in and trying to force the market back up into those levels. Okay guys, so that's pretty much everything for this week on the FTSE. The main thing is we have made that strong bearish movement now. We are testing at key levels of support that we've been going over for a good few weeks, using that ascending triangle that we identified before the breakout. We're back down testing at those levels. It's worthwhile looking for potential strength and bounces once again. Up above, we're using that previous structure that the FTSE has just created, looking for weakness at these lower bands. If we start to break up above, then we can look for potential bullish moves back up toward MA200 and the previous highs. Okay guys, so as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you all have a good trading week next week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.